Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to the deep dive.
Hey there.
You've handed us a whole stack of sources, reports, articles, notes, all about the BT Awards 2025. So our mission right now, dive into all this stuff together, pull out the really essential insights, maybe some surprising moments, and the key takeaways.
The goal is you get a clear picture of the night, what it means for the culture, and, get it fast.
Exactly. And what a night it sounds like it was. A big anniversary, right? 25 years for the BT Awards.
That's right. June 9th, 2025, according to the sources, Peacock Theater in L.A. A quarter century? That definitely feels like a milestone.
It really does. And the host situation was interesting, too. Kevin Hart back after, more than a decade?
Yeah, the reports highlighted that. Seems like he brought his usual mixed laughs, some heart, and, those jabs at Hollywood weren't missing.
A familiar face to kick off a big anniversary. Makes sense.
It kind of sets a certain tone, doesn't it? That seasoned presence.
Definitely. Okay, so shifting from the host, the red carpet, always a big part, but this year the sources really played it up.
Oh, yeah. Descriptions like runway of royalty, even runway revolution. They weren't holding back.
Runway revolution. That's strong. What were they seeing?
Well, it seems like the fashion was more than just clothes. It was like expression, narrative. Take Jennifer Hudson.
Right. The sources mentioned her gown, EJOT inspired.
Exactly. EGOT, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, for anyone maybe not up on the acronyms.
The Grand Slam. So her dress referenced that, and reportedly worth over $250,000.
That's what the reports claim, yeah. Over $250,000.
Yeah.
It's not just a dress at that point. It's legacy on display.
A massive statement. Wow, who else stood out?
SZA was mentioned for an ethereal look, and Doechii apparently had this really bold Afrofuturistic ensemble.
Afrofuturistic. What does that even look like on a red carpet?
The sources described, like bold shapes, cultural patterns woven in, really pushing boundaries, it sounds like.
So a strong visual start. Okay, let's move inside. From the runway revolution to the actual awards. Who dominated?
I think all the material points pretty clearly in one direction. Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. The king of the night, basically.
Seems like it. 5 awards listed in the report.
5. It's huge. What were they?
All right, let's see. Album of the Year for GNX, Best Male Hip-Hop Artist, Video of the Year for Not Like Us, and our Video Director of the Year, too.
Wow. Covering performance, the album itself, the visuals, that's complete dominance, shows his, total impact.
Right. Creative control across the board. And SZA had a really big night, too.
Okay, what did she pick up?
Best Female R&B Pop Artist, and Best Collaboration for Luther.
Which features Kendrick, right?
Yep. Featuring Kendrick. So their wins kind of intersected there.
Ties their nights together nicely. Any other wins the sources flagged as, really significant?
Well, Doechii, after that red carpet statement, won Best Female Hip-Hop Artist.
Okay, good for her.
Chris Brown got Best Male R&B Pop. And Victoria Monet, she picked up the BET Her Award and Best Video for a Social Message.
Oh, the Social Message Award. The sources noted that specifically for content with, a bigger impact, right?
Exactly. Recognizing art that speaks to something broader.
Yeah.
And Leon Thomas got Best New Artist. Always a key one to watch.
Definitely. Spotting that rising talent.
And it wasn't just music. The sources made sure to point out the sports awards.
Ah, yeah. Jalen Hurts for Sportsman of the Year.
And Angel Reese for Sportswoman of the Year.
Right. It shows the scope, doesn't it? Celebrating Black excellence beyond just entertainment.
That's a point the sources really lean into. How this platform acknowledges achievement that resonates kind of everywhere.
So beyond the winners,
Yeah.
tributes and honors, these can be really powerful moments. What stood out in the material you looked at?
The big one, heavily featured, was the Ultimate Icon Award going to Mariah Carey.
Okay, Mariah. Makes sense. Icon status.
But here's the thing the reports emphasized, almost like with surprise. This was supposedly her first BBT honor.
Wait, her first? Seriously, after her entire career, that detail from the sources is genuinely surprising.
Right. Seems wild.
Yeah.
The material talks about Jamie Foxx introducing her and Stevie Wonder doing a tribute performance.
Stevie Wonder paying tribute to Mariah Carey.
Wow. Yeah. Described as incredibly emotional. Left people in tears, apparently.
I can imagine. That's a huge moment, honoring someone like Mariah finally getting that specific recognition.
And according to the reports, they also honored pioneers like Quincy Jones and Roberta Flack.
Ah, okay. So balancing the contemporary icon with the foundational figure.
Exactly. Created a sort of bridge between eras, is how the reports framed it.
Speaking of eras, there was a specific nostalgia hit, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah. Definitely a moment for a certain generation. The 106 in Park 25th anniversary reunion.
Okay. Bow Wow and Free Back.
That's what the sources say. hosting again, bringing out people like T.I., Keisha Cole, B2K.
Wow, B2K. Okay, that's a deep cut.
The reports called it a time capsule for millennials. Seems about right.
You can almost feel the energy from here.
Yeah.
And the performances generally. The sources had a pretty simple verdict, right?
Yep. Summed up is fire. Straightforward.
Love it. Any specific highlights they called out?
Let's see. Lil Wayne and Playboy Cardi apparently brought the house down. Teyana Taylor's dance performance was noted for elegance and power.
Nice. Teyana always delivers.
And Ashanti did a medley. The sources said it reminded us why she's still got it.
Good to hear. But wasn't there a breakout performance mentioned too? The new guy?
Leon Thomas. Yeah, fresh off his Best New Artist win. His first live performance, apparently.
How'd he do?
The reports say he absolutely nailed it. Seems like he really cemented that breakout moment.
Okay, so lots of energy, nostalgia, big performances. But pulling back a bit, the sources also focused on moments that were maybe less about pure entertainment.
Definitely. They dedicated a lot of attention to Doechii's acceptance speech. Called it maybe the most powerful moment of the night.
Okay. What was the substance there, according to the reports? This is where we need to be careful just relaying what the sources said.
Right. So the material you gave us, the reports, described her speech as directly addressing aggressive military actions in L.A. against peaceful protesters. And it also said she took strong stances on trans rights and the need for Black voices to be heard in America.
So these weren't just like quick thank yous.
Not at all. The sources used really strong words: raw, fearless, deeply political.
Wow.
Yeah, the reports explicitly said they weren't just thank yous, but statements, reminders, revolutions in real time.
That's quite a description.
And it's important for you listening, we're relaying how the sources describe the content and the impact. The reports highlight artists using this big stage for perspectives on social political issues, their views as reported from the event.
Understood. And that focus on commentary really leads into the bigger picture, doesn't it? How the sources framed the whole event's significance.
Exactly. They called the Beta Awards 2025 a cultural temperature check.
A temperature check. I like that.
Oh.
What were they saying it reflects?
Basically the pulse of Black America, touching on progress, pain, pride, where the conversation is right now.
So after 25 years.
The takeaway from the sources seems to be the platform isn't just, surviving, it's thriving. And it's moving forward by embracing both the celebration and these tougher conversations.
Right. So if you're listening, understanding this event isn't just about who won what or who wore what.
No.
When you distill these sources, it really offers insights into cultural trends, how artists are using their platform now, and just gives you a snapshot of Black creativity and excellence today.
It's a reflection.
Yeah.
Captured through this award show lens, which has clearly evolved over 25 years.
Absolutely. So we've gone through the dazzling carpet, Kendrick and SZA's big wins, that surprising Mariah tribute.
The nostalgia, the performances.
The powerful speeches. It was definitely a night packed with layers, more than just trophies.
For sure.
So thinking about this whole picture, the sources paint this mix of celebration, honoring legacy, but also really explicit social commentary. What does an event like this big cultural platform, what does it really tell you about the role of entertainment, of award shows in reflecting, or maybe even influencing cultural conversations today?